high among the clouds, Kameo was bestowed with a fabled transformation magic. But her sister's jealousy released a dark shadow from our pasts, rekindling an ancient conflict between the trolls and the elves. With her family held prisoner, Kameo is their only hope.
Finally awake, are we?
Where am I?
Your battered and broken body was found by the castle servants and brought to my hut. It took all my power and skills to bring you back from the brink of death. Do you know who I am, child?
I'm not a child, and yes, I know who you are. The Mystic, one of my mother's royal advisors.
Very good. Now, would you like to explain why you stormed an enemy castle without the whatnot?
Because I didn't have time to sit around and wait for some old book to be repaired.
You were warned. If you ventured too far from the whatnot, your power over the elemental warriors would be weakened. But did you listen?
What would you have done if your family was kidnapped by a horde of trolls? I had to try and rescue them.
And yet all you succeeded in doing was to lose every elemental warrior your mother passed on to you.
There was nothing I could do. Callus was torturing the ancestors, and I tried to command my warriors to stop her, but before I even blinked an eye, this massive troll caught me off guard.
A massive troll? It is worse than I feared. Thorn, king of the trolls, has somehow been awakened. And there is only one who possesses the power to do so.
Callus. Why would she have betrayed us so completely?
For power. Why else? And with Thorn at her side, she may yet get what she desires.
I will do everything I can to stop them and to save my family. But without any elemental warriors, I'm doomed, aren't I?
There is still hope. But first, you must convince the wizard Ortho that you are still worthy of the whatnot, and heed this warning. Do not fail this task, because I need... Silly me. I mean, you need that book in order to set things right.
I promise I won't fail, Mystic.
Very good. Warrior trainer, you may enter now!
Follow me, if you please. I will take you to Ortho.
Go! We have no time to waste.
Kameo, I've been waiting for you. Please come closer and talk to me. Not survive what is to come without Ortho's assistance. Unfortunately, he feels you lack the type of control, a power as awesome as the transformation magic requires. But there still may be a way to change his mind. An ancient test of skill, handed down from one warrior trainer to the next. Begin.
Enough. You've made your point, old friend. So, you've returned from Thorn's castle with your tail between your legs, hmm? I must admit that I was skeptical of your abilities, but anyone who can pass the trainer's tests must be worthy of holding this, the Whatnot book. Long ago, it served as a vessel for the elemental warriors of legend, and along with the element of power, it's one of 2 artifacts needed to control them. The Whatnot will also keep a record of your journey. We go. Now, we'd better go and see the Mystic. Put the book away, and we'll get going.
Mystic, I've got the Whatnot, and Ortho says it's fully repaired.
Took him long enough to fix it.
If you want to talk about long, then take a look at your snout in the mirror.
You say?
Sorry, the pages sometimes muffle my voice. I asked if you could wave your magic wand and find the missing elemental sprites.
It's a crystal eye. And I've already used it to divine their location. They're trapped inside the Shadow Trolls.
The Shadow Trolls? Quite preposterous. Those were hunted down and sealed away by Kameo's ancestors long ago. In fact, you were the one who convinced Fina to do it.
Hold it. I heard legends of the Shadow Trolls, but why do you keep mentioning these elemental sprites?
Ah, you see, when the Whatnot was damaged, severely I might add, which is why it took me so long to fix it.
When it was damaged, the book could no longer hold the elemental warriors, and they reverted to their physical forms, the elemental sprites.
The sprites resemble tiny woodland creatures, and they're quite vulnerable without the power of the Whatnot. However, if you can return them to the book, you can once again manifest into their true warrior form.
But to do that, you first have to rescue them from the Shadow Trolls. I only hope you've learned enough.
My family beat them once. I'll try and beat them again. Show me what you can of these things.
They draw their power from the Shadow Realm, and must return every so often to replenish. One of the portals to their undead lands is in the woods near here. Enter it, and you are bound to come across a Shadow Troll.
mystic. It wasn't pretty, but...
But I did what was necessary.
Very good. Now, just give me a moment, and I'll locate the next Shadow Troll.
Wait, have you learned anything new regarding Thena or the others?
Unfortunately, no. But the quicker you retake all the elemental sprites from the Shadow Trolls, the sooner you'll command the power you need to save your family.
Don't be such a witch, you witch. Use the sight to find out how they fare.
Fine. Let me gaze into the eye and see what I can see. It's Hallis. He's being taken to a temple hidden in the deep and dark depths of the Forgotten Forest. The lair of an ancient demon so horribly powerful it can suck out a being's very soul. Now, I assume you'll want to try and save him.
Reaching the Forgotten Forest will be a dangerous journey, and one that only you can make. But I will take you as far as the Badlands.
Then lead the way, noble trainer.
Halt! What's your business?
I'm looking for the Forgotten Forest. Who wants to know?
The forest? It's not far. I'd take you. But trolls are making a real mess trying to destroy the elemental shrines. And I'm committed to stopping them.
I'm sure I'll manage. Wait, the shrines! Those are what maintain the shield around the Enchanted Kingdom. You can't let them be destroyed.
So I'm told. But 2 have already been demolished. If we lose any more, you'll be getting some uninvited guests.
Just great. Well, I'll have to get to the forest, but it sounds like you need my help.
We'll be fine. Take one of my horses, it'll be safer. Expect to run into some trolls.
To enter the Forgotten Forest and rescue Hallis, we'll need to rescue Rubble. Even if it's a trap, you must follow that shadow troll back to its lair.
Oh, the forest is open. Well, don't say I didn't warn you. It's very dangerous in there, and no place for mucking about.
We're all that's left of the platoon sent out to save Alice and the kids. The rest of my men were wiped out.
Kameo, I just wanted to say that you were great. In fact, you reminded me of your father today.
Don't say that. I never knew him, but I've heard enough to know he'd never have let Thorn get the drop on him like he did on me, which is why we're in this mess.
Ha ha! King Solon was a great elf, but he wasn't perfect. Long before you were born, your father made a pact with the trolls and allowed them to live in the realm.
Why would he let those monsters into our lands?
They are brutes, but they're also surprisingly brilliant at making machines. I guess you'd have to be if you couldn't use magic. Anyway, Solon thought these machines would make all the tribe's lives easier, which, at first, they did. Unfortunately, a troll named Thorn, who was bigger, smarter, stronger, and meaner than any before, quickly rose to prominence under the troll's newfound prosperity. Many of us warned your father to be wary, but he was too preoccupied with finding the elemental sprites to truly notice, and flippantly declared that no troll would ever dare defy him. Then came the day that Thorn proclaimed himself king of the trolls and set about to conquer all he surveyed. Much harm was done, and many suffered before your father came to his senses and was finally able to rout Thorn and again banish the trolls from the realm. Thorn swore vengeance, and Solon deeply regretted ever opening the door to such a monster. So don't you think you're the only one who's ever underestimated Thorn. Just promise me you'll never misjudge his power again.
I promise.
Good. And that's enough idle talk, as you still have a long journey ahead. Which I am truly sorry my injuries robbed me of the honor of accompanying you on. But I do possess one thing you will find helpful in your quest to vanquish Thorn once and for all. Is ash, and I'm confident you two will burn it up from here on out.
Thanks, Uncle Hallis. You don't know how much that means. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a kingdom to protect, and a troll king to bring down. Mystic, you won't believe it, but Uncle Hallis gave me an elemental sprite.
Tricky, tricky, tricky. I wondered where those others were.
Sorry?
Nothing important, but what is that you must save the ancestors before Callus and Thorn take any sprites they might be holding.
Pish posh! The ancestors will never give them up.
Don't you see, you babbling book? They're taking them to the temples because the demons are strong enough to force the elemental sprites out.
Then I'll just have to stop the demons, won't I?
Very good. I see Lenya, deep, deep underwater, trapped in the ruins of the Water Temple, home of Keralis, most wicked demon of the infinite depths.
Underwater? Then it's impossible for me to save her.
Nothing is impossible to one who holds the whatnot. Head to the mountain falls and keep your eyes open, for if you are diligent, I sense you will find an elemental warrior capable of helping you reach the Water Temple. Trust me, and make haste.
trolls mean to destroy an elemental shrine, and they're too strong for our troops to handle alone. Get over there and put a stop to those tanks. Pummelweed may just be able to destroy them with explosive shells. Well, that wasn't a bad performance. It certainly left them shell-shocked. I'm sure our forces are capable of mopping up what's left of the trolls. Let's head to the mountain falls.
Of the past, the torch that casts their glow. Then towards the ancient sailor's anchor you must go. Third, the single candle that was placed to light the cave. Last, the bones of someone who is resting in their grave.
Oh, Kameo, I knew you'd save me. You have always been noble and courageous. Not like that cowardly sister of yours. I'm ashamed to call her a relation. And yet, I pity her. For I believe deep down inside she feels her actions are justified.
How could she possibly, in any way, think what she's doing is all right?
It was your mother's desire you never hear this. But I suppose now it's better you know. Thena only bore Solon one child. Callus. Though you are as much a daughter to her as any blood relation ever could be.
I don't understand what you're saying.
A miracle brought you to us, Kameo. Thena then adopted you as her own and raised you as such. Oh, your mother wanted your life to be perfect. And to shield you, she swore us all, including your sister, to secrecy. The attention Thena lavished on you bothered Callus, of course. But I think she always felt secure in the idea that when the time came...
That she, as Solon's rightful heir, would receive the transformation magic. I see, but I still don't understand. I never expected this power. And if I'd have known all this would happen, I'd have refused it.
No. Your mother was right to pass the power on to you. Callus has proven by her betrayal that she is not worthy of such a great responsibility. I know you care for your sister still, as do I. But sadly, she is lost to us. And you must do everything necessary to stop her. The fate of the realm rests firmly in your hands, and as a sign of my faith in your abilities, I present to you Chilla.
I won't let you down. There are so many other questions I have.
I know, Angel, but now is not the time.
I must recover, and you're needed elsewhere.
You're right, Aunt Lanya. Get some rest, and thanks for everything.
Kameo, can you hear me? Well, well, well. You're turning out to be quite the fighter after all.
As Hallis always says, where there's a warrior, there's a way.
That's the attitude. And you'll need it. I've had visions of Thorn building yet more weapons of war. Can't quite make out what exactly, but they're bound to wreak untold havoc.
I'll fly over that bridge when the time comes. First, you must find Yeros. I refuse to let a single elemental sprite fall into Callus's traitorous hands.
Yes, he is the last who needs saving. Ice everywhere. And wait. Images of Yeros shivering inside the frigid walls of the Snow Temple, domain of the infinitely cold-hearted Queen Thyra. You must make haste to the village of the Snowtop tribe, as they have information that will help you reach the temple. Be swift.
These airships are heading to the Enchanted Kingdom. They mean to destroy it, and they might just have the firepower to succeed. We have to find Thorn and Callus and put a stop to their plans before it's too late.
My dear sister, you never did know when you weren't welcome.
Little Kameo, you don't really think you can defeat me, do you? Let me give you a piece of advice. The candle that burns twice as bright only burns half as long. And you've already burned oh so bright. Prepare to die.
I haven't yet begun to burn, but when I do, all that will be left of you is ashes.
Such spirit! Now I see why Thena passed the power onto you, instead of the wretched excuse for an elf frittering beside me.
How dare you! The only reason you're here is because of me.
You're as gullible as your father was. Not even worth the effort it would take to kill you. But it seems Kameo isn't tainted by the blood of Salon.
Don't disrespect my father. He loved me.
Quiet! The reign of the elves has come to an end. and the light of technology shall burn like a beacon, consuming all the old ways in its flames!
Your family betrayed you, Callus. Chose an orphan over their own blood. Solon, you must leave immediately and tell no one of the journey. Don't worry, my king. I will tell your family where you went, should they need to know.
The Mystic is a traitor. She's been manipulating us both all along.
You're as gullible as your father was!
And you. You murdered my father, but now I will finish what he started! Kameo, tell our family. I'm sorry.